Hey friends, there's some things that we don't do at church anymore that I miss. Like the church that I came from, for example, something I really miss. We used to these wild game dinners. The men of the church would bring stuff that they'd killed that year and cook it up and bring it, and we'd have these wonderful dinners. I would always cook up a bunch of brownies that I shot. But I miss those. I miss wild game dinners. So if there's any of you here any hunters want to get a wild game dinner organized, I'm game. I'll bring my brownies too. There's other things, though, that we used to do at church that I don't miss at all. One of those was the annual meeting to review the annual reports. And got an example, one from the church I came from here. We would go through these reports, and there's 34 different pages here. And we would go through them all, and often the person who prepared it would just kind of read whatever they'd written from their committee or their class or whatever it was, and they'd read it very slowly, and we'd be there for hours and hours and hours going through the annual reports. Well, instead of having the annual meeting, this coming Sunday after the second service, we have our annual celebration. We have a party where we're going to just kind of remember some of the things that God did among us in 2024. And yes, there will be, there's actually going to be one piece of paper. It's going to look like this. It's going to be a cardstock piece of paper that has some pictures on it. And yes, there'll be some statistics and things like that and reports, but there'll also be pictures and stories just detailing some of the ways that God just blessed and encouraged people in our church and through our church outside of here this past year. And it's going to be at noon this coming Sunday, and while there's not going to be a lunch, there will indeed be snacks. So hope to see many of you there as we celebrate some of what God did among us in 2024. Thanks for your time today, friends.